Why, hello. I suppose we are live. I suppose. Call me fake news faggot. Man, you don't know what fake news is. You ain't know what fake news is, bitch. Get out of here. Very bad connection. Great. Great. What it don't. Very bad connection, dude. What the fuck? I think it'd be really cool if you just connect. Very bad connection, dude. Very bad connections all around, dude. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, well. This is what happens when you still have AOL. I guess so. I suppose it is. Yeah, dude, the stream itself is salty, dude. What the ever loving fuck. Okay, let's just do that. Works. It's just wonderful. Okay, well, maybe it'll work now. I don't know. Could be my fat rolls blocking the signal, yeah. That could be. I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on. Let's just pretend that it just started, okay? Let's all just pretend that the stream just started and that bullshit at the beginning never happened. Ever. Yeah? Good. We're all on the same page. We're all on the same page. I'm gonna go ahead and cook myself up a Dorb while people kind of filter in here. Just get a Dorb going. Nothing happened, man. Nothing happened. Dude, I just got here too. There was not an abortive start to this stream where suddenly my internet decided to be fucking 1995 AOL dial-up. Dial-up. Alright, let's get this Dorb going, dude. That's a big Dorb. Okay. Okay. Well, I tried to escape the city. I was gonna just move into the woods and forget about everything. I went up there and decided to come back. I don't know why. Decided to return. It was nice though. I got away for a few days. I went up in the woods, made fire, dropped acid, spent most of the time on acid watching the fire. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Need to get your hands on some acid, yeah. It's hard to come by, but when you can get it, it's pretty nice. Kind of visuals did I get? I got a lot of like closed eye visuals on this acid. All of us that took it did. A lot of mine was based around fire. The strongest visuals that I got of the night were when we all got in the hot tub. And, you know, like the bubbles were on and the bubbles were moving along the surface. And I felt like I was bathing in the globe, if that makes sense. Does that make any sense to anybody? Like I felt like I was, you know, like you've seen the globe in pictures. I felt like I was this giant bathing in the ocean of the globe and all these continents were moving around me. Like it was like I was watching the Earth, but with time sped up, you know, so I could see all the continents moving and dividing over the, you know, aeons, and I was bathing in this ocean with all these continents around me. And then when people like would come up out of the water, like you know, Ashley would move and her knee would come up out of the water. It was like watching a giant mountain rise up out of the ocean. It was pretty crazy. But a lot of the visuals that I had fire involved in them because I spent so much of the time that we were on acid watching the fire. So I would see flames in my head, and I would see things like with the blue and orange flame kind of licking from up above it. I just kept seeing fire everywhere. It was pretty cool. TJ and I went outside after the fire had died down and it was still dark, and we had a fire pit and the coals were in there, and staring at those coals, you know, just tiny little points of light and bigger chunks of light, it looked like the universe. And I started to imagine that I was looking into the universe. I was seeing the universe take shape, and he and I, you know, sat out there and discussed all of that. It was pretty cool. At one point I got really angry at the fire because it had died down and I wanted it to start back up, so I'd put more fuel on it, and it wouldn't start. And so I just got it. I started stomping it. Like I got in there and I was like, you know, you're gonna fucking start. You're gonna fucking start, you piece of fucking shit. Everybody just was kind of like. I was pretty angry at the fire. I think I told TJ after it had died down when we were looking at it like it was the universe. I was like, I'm really trying to look at this fire and feel anything but contempt, and I just can't. I just can't, man. I did look in a mirror. I didn't really have a whole lot of strong visuals. I kind of tried to avoid the mirror, honestly. I didn't want to do that again. The really weirdest part of it was after we got out of the hot tub, we sat in the hot tub for probably 2 hours, right? And then we all decided it was time to get out. So we got out, and I jumped in the shower with Ashley just to shower off all the chlorine and shit. And I closed my eyes, and I could feel the water. I felt like I was back in the hot tub. Like I closed my eyes and I could feel the water up to here. And when I did this, I could feel myself splashing, and I could almost see it. With my eyes closed, I could see my hands hitting the water. I could see the bubbles. I could feel the bubbles. It was really, really strange. It was cool though. Have I ever fucked while on acid? Yes. Fucked this time on acid. Where did I get the acid? That would be a silly thing for me to tell you, wouldn't it? Can really tell you're losing weight? Thank you. Yeah, I feel pretty good. It was really good, man. Good acid. Yesterday was kind of rough for everybody because I'd probably be willing to say that when it comes to a single tab of acid, which is what we all had, we had enough for each one of us that were there to take a single tab of acid. It was probably the strongest single tab of acid that I've ever dropped. We could tell right from the get-go that it was going to be strong acid. Put it in our mouths, and almost immediately our mouths were filled with that tangy taste. Sometimes you can only taste just a little bit of it with a tab of acid. This time our entire mouths were just that tangy chemical taste. Pretty strong hit of acid. And a long trip too. 13 hours I tripped straight. From the start of the trip to the end was 13 hours. It was about 15 hours total on acid. And yeah, really good shit. How long does it usually take for acid to kick in? Anywhere between 45 minutes and 2 hours for me. Just kind of depends. It can make it hard to tell when acid kicks in when you smoke a lot of weed, because the front edge of an acid trip just feels like a really, good high, coupled with that body energy that you feel. But I'd say this stuff kicked in about an hour for everybody. Give or take, I don't know. You placed your bets on me on 300? Yeah, dude, that was the smart money. Yeah. First time you tried Lucy sober, she punched me right in your fucking face in 30 minutes. Yeah, it can happen. The last time no, because the last time I dropped acid, I was with the dudes. It's around Halloween, I think. And that acid kicked in pretty quick. The acid that I took the last time before that was in Columbus with the guys. And that acid kicked in pretty quick. This one took longer. Had a mellower start to it. I've always been high on pot while on acid. How does acid differ if you're totally sober? Yeah, I've I mean, I don't really notice a huge difference. Pot can mellow your trip out a little bit if you're having, we all had a really giggly trip. Typically, there are phases to acid for people. There's that giggly, everything is funny, you're looking for the humor and everything phase, and then there's that kind of introspective, quiet phase. This one just was a giggly almost all the way through for everybody. Chelsea kind of went into her own little world for a while, but for the most part, all of us were just kind of up and giggling and laughing about things and talking. But it was a super intense, like we were all tired of laughing, honestly. At some point, we were all sitting in the living room after having been on acid for probably 8 or 9 hours, and we were just like, man, I'm just sick of fucking laughing, sore. And that's kind of when we all split up a little bit, and that it quieted down after that, and got a little bit more mellow. That was kind of on the back edge of the trip, though. While it was peaking, everybody was up and laughing and talking and conversing. Come on, Dorb. When was the last time I was totally sober? This morning. Driving back from the woods. I didn't smoke until I got back here. So. I'll be right back. Get something to drink. Oh, man. Little Dinor. Little Dinor. Oh man. TJ, we were all sitting in the living room of the cabin we were staying in. And TJ, there were these two snowshoes on the wall. Big old, like, old style snowshoes, decorative, right? And they were crossed like this, and they looked like big wings. And TJ was like, what if that giant moth right there just flew off the wall? We all looked at it, and it was just like, you know, I could see the snowshoes doing this. That's pretty cool. Was it you? Was in Pimp's chat with the DP account? No. It was not me. I'm a lyrical, spiritual miracle, dude. The ASMR segment. We only did that segment one time. I don't think that was actually ever meant to be a segment, dude. What do you think about hallucinogenics as a cure for depression and other social anxiety disorders? I don't know, man. I've heard good things about microdosing hallucinogens, microdosing shrooms, LSD. I've even heard that they're doing a study on ketamine, which I guess at lower doses can absolutely just blow depression away in some people, which is pretty cool. What do you think of using a cigarette for lack of cigarette? What? I don't know what you're talking about, man. What happened to the second Salty Paul shirt? I thought it wasn't allowed because of the similarity with Morton Salt packaging. I think that's what it was. It got taken down, I think, by Teespring. Probably just caught some filter of theirs that looks through brand logos and shit. I don't know. Morton Salt, dude. The best salt. Are we gonna stop starving the manatee now? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Starve that fat fuck. Yeah, dude. Everybody got their white guilt shirt. Yeah, I could call it palt, dude. It could be salt with caffeine in it, so you get all edgy when you eat it. Makes you all hyper and angry. I don't know about skinny as fuck, but I'm working on it, man. Thank you. Bring on G-Man and get him to say more crazy things. Why? I mean, he's busy, dude. G-Man's a busy guy. He's too big for the Drunken Peasants now. He's a big famous guy now. Preaching at the Choir Ministries. Yeah, I didn't want to come back, dude. I didn't want to come back. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to stay for another couple of weeks. Oh yeah, preaching to the choir ministries. Preaching, or when does he say the preaching to the choir ministries? Isn't that it? Preaching to the choir ministries. Oh, it's preaching to the choir ministries. Yeah. Preaching to the choir ministries. Yeah, that's right. Something like that. Whatever. I'm gonna move this over. I gotta go find my fucking sun right in my face is starting to bug, so it's time to move. I gotta go find my charging cable real quick too. Just give me a sec. Be right back. Bumblebee, stung me, stung my face. Stuff. It's probably then. It's not there. All right. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now we fixed it. Okay. That's better. As a fat guy who wants to lose weight, is it weird to go to a gym as someone who's not fit at all? Do people sneer and say petty shit? Nope. I've never had anybody say or do anything to me. I've been in there when there's been really fit people running on the fucking treadmills and working out, and nobody has said a goddamn thing to me. I really don't expect that to happen either. I wouldn't worry about it, man. I think the vast majority of people that are in shape that go to the gym to see a fat person in there probably think positively about that fat person. They say, well, there's a fatty that's doing something about it. I wouldn't worry about it, man. Does my smoking fuck up my workout? No. It does not. It's just a non-factor, really. Smoking cigarettes does fuck up a workout. TJ, who is, I guess, ostensibly in better shape than me, if you look at his BMI, has less stamina than I do. And most of that has to do with the fact that he's, a half a pack, 3/4 of a pack a day smoker, and I'm not. Tomorrow's the 1-year anniversary of the Columbus meetup. That's pretty crazy. I don't know about you guys, but it does not feel like a year has passed since that day for me. That's pretty fucking insane. Why no show yesterday? The same reason there was no show last Wednesday, or the Wednesday before that, or the Wednesday before that, or the Wednesday before that, or the Wednesday before that. We do 2 shows a week now. Mondays and Fridays, 3 hours apiece. And we do Ideology for the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday block. So you get 2 apiece on those days. Well, if there was a Wednesday show 2 weeks ago, then there wasn't a Monday or Friday show that week. See what I'm saying? Woody Harrelson is now Harry Woodleson. Is he really? Did he change his name to Harry Woodleson, dude? That's pretty cool. Why the break from streaming? Because I was up in the woods, man. I was way up in the woods, bro. The internet up there was dog shit. There was just no way to do it. Plus, like, I didn't want to stream while I was up there, man. The whole point of going up there was to not look at my phone and not, like, think about anything. I wanted to go up there, make a fire, roast some hot dogs and marshmallows, and drop acid. And I did all that. And now I'm back. Oh yeah, it's good to unplug. I need to start getting into a routine where I'm doing that more often. Like, every 4 or 5 months I go somewhere for 3 or 4 days and just chill out. Have I lost more weight? I don't know. I haven't weighed myself since Sunday. I would imagine I probably have. Would have sucked if Rainier blew up while you were up there due to your heavy weight putting pressure down on the mountain. I was so far from Rainier, man. I was in Snoqualmie, not Rainier. So I was way too far from Rainier to do any damage to it with my gigantic bulk. Have you been mixing weed and dabs now that you're experimenting with wax? I have this wax because I wanted to take it up camping. We didn't use it all, so I'm just using it now. I plan on going back to flower after this wax is gone. Trip was good, man. Trip was really good. It was kind of an angry trip. I spent a lot of the time feeling pretty pissed off, but I think I needed to do that, so. You think you could ever quit using THC? Sure. The question is, why would I want to? I've gone, months, like in Texas, when I was, buying off of the street. Your dealer would be dry for a month at a time, 2 months at a time. I survived. It just sucked. Weed helps me. It balances me, you see. Yeah, dude, you gotta get out into nature every once in a while, man. And we were even pissed off. A lot of our trip was being pissed off because we're in a cabin, but it was kind of a cabin community. We could see our neighbors and shit. Our neighbors were right there close to us. And we were just bitching about how much man-made shit was out there. At night, we'd turn off all the lights, but we'd still see cabin lights, and some people still have their fucking Christmas lights up on the cabins, and it's just like, it was really frustrating to be out there and not be able to, we were able to, there were ways we could look where it was nothing but nature, but it was just we were all kind of pissed off at how much bullshit was out there. What do I think of all this flat earth stuff? I mean, I think it's ridiculous. This weekend I'm going up to Maine to go camping in a cabin. Yeah, dude. That's the good shit, man. Yeah, it kind of sucked. The night we tripped, it was overcast. We could see the moon and shit. The night after we tripped, fucking beautiful and clear. So it's just like, god damn it, man. You just never know. You could see all the stars. Paladins, the game? Nah. I ain't looking for no games right now, man. What's your advice for someone suffering from depression who's tried therapists and psychologists and nothing seems to work to help you? Keep trying. I mean, finding the right therapist is like finding a needle in a haystack sometimes. And just because you haven't been helped by therapists in the past doesn't mean that you won't find one in the future that'll help you. So I guess that would be it. Hi, doggy. Why do I rag on the Kekistani? Because it's a forced meme and it's silly and they take it way too seriously. So ragging on the Kekistanis makes them rage, makes them cry and whine about it, and I kind of like that, so I do it. My friends just told me my other friend likes me. What do I do? Your friend likes you? Like likes you like wants to fuck you likes you? Or likes you like... like what kind of like are we talking about here? What are your thoughts on the new healthcare bill that just passed? I don't think a new healthcare bill did just pass. Paul, have you considering watching stuff on live stream while interacting with your fans? Like what? Like watching a movie with my fans? That type of thing? Suppose we could do that. We could have like a Netflix segment or some shit, where it's like everybody that has Netflix can tune in and we'll count down and we'll start it at the same time. I know there's a little bit of delay, so you guys will wait like 5 seconds after, or wait, you guys will say, wait, how will we do that? How would we fucking sync it up with the stupid fucking delay? I don't know. We'd have to figure it out. There's got to be a way to do it. Yeah, I've camped in Arizona before, and it's beautiful. The desert, especially if you can find a high desert, like if you go up over the Tehachapi Pass in California into the high desert there, that is some of the best stargazing you'll ever see. Just there's a couple second delay with Periscope as well. It's only slightly longer here. I think it's between 10 and 15 seconds here. On Periscope, it's like 6 to 8. Manson versus Mastodon? Why do they gotta fight, dude? Why don't they just join forces? Hmm? Hmm? It's time for Balls Deep. No bullshit. No dumb questions. No trolling. No garbage. It's time for Balls Deep. Only your deepest questions will be answered. Everything else gets ignored like the trash that it is. Huh? Balls motherfucking deep. What was your reaction when Kurt Cobain died? I remember hearing about it on the bus on the way home. My friend Morgan cried. I didn't cry, but I was deeply, deeply sad. What is your thoughts on Stephen Hawking decreasing the amount of time we have to leave Earth from 1,000 years to 100? I don't know if that's accurate, but it's... I mean, look, dude, Stephen Hawking is clearly a smarter man than I. I don't know if anybody can say definitively that we've got 100 years to get off this planet, or how many years we have to get off this planet before it won't sustain us anymore. But I mean, if a smart guy like that is talking, we should probably listen. I don't think we could do it in 100 years. We're too deep in the shit now. So if that's true, then we're done for. Let's put it that way. Are all the accomplishments of mankind fated to be nothing more than thinly strewn layer of plastic shards? Yes, dude. What a question. Do you think the feminists have any good talking points? I've seen backlash against video game publishers who refuse to have their female main characters in their game. Do females have any good talking points? Or to feminists? I'm trying to think. Like, honestly, feminism has become so utterly off the track that I don't really know what it is anymore. The pay gap is bullshit, so they can't really claim that there really isn't anything. I can't think of a single... I mean, this idea of there still being an inequality in government, I guess, maybe. The idea that there are more than 50% females in this country, but our government is vastly majority male run. I don't know. What if the Hulk was turning into Bruce Banner and not Bruce Banner turning into the Hulk? That's not all that deep. I mean, that would just be lame. At what point do you think development of housing will eclipse land for agriculture? I mean, I don't think we're anywhere near that now. This country is filled to the brim with just wide open spaces that don't even have a hint of human habitation. So I think we're a long way from encroaching on our ability to feed ourselves with our need to house ourselves. Do you think that we will ever escape the oligarchic society that we live in now? No. If you're talking about we, as in we that are here now, no. We as a species, maybe. And in fact, it's almost certain that we will at some point. We may just fall back into it again, but I have a feeling, eventually a big reset button will come, and what's left of humanity will have to govern itself. And, do you think we need population control? Not for overcrowding. This planet can sustain way more people than it has on it right now in terms of the ability to feed them. That's really not the issue. I think we need population control because children are being born into families that don't want them. And when those types of children grow up and form a large segment of society, You have a sick society. You have a society filled with people who weren't raised properly. You know what I mean? That's why we need well, I guess we need birth control. Does AI scare me? No. AI does not scare me. Why do you think there is an ignorance or disdain for science and education? People don't like to feel stupid. And education is this benchmark that we've all created in our society that means, when you have an education, it's a reasonable assurance that you're a smart person. Now, it's not always the case. Stupid people get college degrees all the fucking time, but it's a benchmark. And when people that either couldn't or had no intentions of getting a higher education are faced with a society where more and more people are doing it, they get disdainful because they feel like it paints them as stupid people and ignorant people. And in some ways, I guess it does. Not having an education, doesn't afford you a good perspective on anything unless you work hard to get it yourself. And when people are too lazy to go read a book, too lazy to go inform themselves about a subject, then they have a disdain for people who are informed because they're able to talk about things with some measure of authority. People don't like being wrong. They don't like being corrected. And oftentimes, educated people will correct uneducated people on the truth of something. Knowledge does not equal intelligence. I totally agree. I'm just talking about the perception that uneducated people have of educated people. I'm not talking about education actually being a benchmark for intelligence. The technological singularity is coming soon. Well, it needs to get here quick. How fast do you think humanity will advance energy sources once there is no more oil? I don't know if we'll be able to. If we continue to rely so incredibly heavily on fossil fuels up to the point where there's not enough, I don't think we'll make it. I don't think we'll develop alternative energy fast enough to stop societal collapse. And I think that's where we're headed, because we're not showing any signs of slowing down our oil consumption as a species. In fact, the third world is ascendant now. That third world industrial revolution is going on right now as we speak. All of these giant countries filled to the brim with people accepting that fossil fuel lifestyle, man. We're accelerating our use of oil. So, do you care what happens after I die? Only to the people that I know and care about. But I won't be caring. Do you think the baby boomers held back society in some progress? The baby boomers were the most selfish generation that I can think of. Basically the me generation, or the first me generation, where seemingly nobody gives a shit. If you look at the kind of entertainment and the kind of products that the baby boomers bought, you just see emptiness. Millennials are worse in some ways, but they're better in some ways. Millennials come built in with a skepticism of authority. Now, in some of them it's not healthy, but there's a built-in skepticism of authority amongst millennials that I really like. They don't like to be told what to do, and I enjoy that about them, even if sometimes they kind of need to be told what to do, and it works against them. I mean, look, dude. I have problems with millennials, but I'm not gonna shit on them like everybody does. There's some good things about millennials. That skepticism leads them to be very skeptical of advertising. They don't like one of the reasons. Let's get deeper into this millennial thing because I like this topic. One of the reasons I've come to realize that sometimes I'm not received as well on the podcast when I get passionate is because millennials don't appreciate passionate argumentation in the same way that Generation X did, in the same way that the baby boomers did. They are skeptical of emotional argumentation. They are immediately turned off by somebody that they feel like is preaching to them. They're immediately turned off by somebody that they feel like is trying to manipulate their emotional state. They don't like it. And in a way that, previous generations didn't really care about. Millennials want facts. They want facts. They want to be told the facts. They don't want to hear your bullshit. They don't want to hear your emotion. They want facts. Now, that doesn't mean that they're always the most well-informed people. And that doesn't mean that they always choose correctly who to get their facts from. But it does mean that they have an inherent skepticism of that, and that's a good thing. That can only be a good thing. Because they're young now. That skepticism will serve them in their old age. You appreciate when you're passionate about something, but you're skeptical when someone else comes at you and doesn't understand or want to understand. Well, sure. Do you think that despite SJWs taking it too far, you still think fiction lacks a certain type of inclusion? No. No, I don't. Inclusion is going to be percentage based, right? There are books about people that are in wheelchairs. Lots of them. Lots of different kinds of books that feature main characters or supporting characters that are in wheelchairs. But the fact of the matter is the vast majority of people are not in wheelchairs. The vast majority of fiction does not include main characters or supporting characters that are in wheelchairs. I think that fiction has always been inclusive because fiction is derived from the people that write it, and the people that write fiction are sometimes handicapped. They're sometimes racially different. And so I think that fiction has a representative amount of different kinds of characters in it already, and almost always has. Maybe there was a time where fiction was predominantly white male, and there was really no representation for any kind of different racial background or religious background or able-bodiedness. Those days are over. Those days are over. There is so much out there for these people if they want to see themselves. You didn't realize this was live until now? You thought it was a video? How fucking high are you, dude? Why can't some black people move on slavery? No black person alive today is a victim of slavery. Asians were treated like shit too, and look at Asians now. Man, it's such a contentious issue, but look, we can't just say slavery over. Because slavery came with not only generations of bonded labor, but it came with generations of Jim Crow and bullshit. Some of that bullshit still exists. And if we don't admit it, then we never gonna fix it. Black people are disproportionately searched and stopped by police. This is just the truth. Now, a lot of people would say that's because they commit more crimes, and that is also the truth. But that doesn't mean that the ends justify the means. A lot of the problems come with the ghettoization of black people. Black people, live in generational poverty. The schools that support those shitty neighborhoods or shitty schools, they never escape from that, right? A lot of people don't. That's not the same level of opportunity that everybody else has in this country. Now, there are a lot of people of other races that grow up in fucking ghettos and shit too. But the fact of the matter is that minorities, especially blacks, are disproportionately represented amongst those communities. And some of that has to do with attitudes that are still nascent in the American public, a lot of them in the South, but certainly everywhere else, about black people. It takes time for that kind of societal wound to heal. It's not just like, well, you was never a slave, so slavery doesn't affect your life. Maybe slavery doesn't directly affect any black person's life now, but the attitudes shaped in the death of slavery and Reconstruction and Jim Crow, those attitudes are still alive and well in the South. Black people still live in the South. I mean, those attitudes are still alive and well outside of the South, and some people. So, to say black people are on an absolutely even keel with everybody else now, and that there's no way to ever fucking complain about slavery and the societal ills that followed it, that's just not true. That's just not true. Prison labor is basically slavery. America still has a lot of slaves in that context. That's absolutely true. Putting somebody in prison, I mean, they get around the slavery thing by paying them a pittance. Paying them, if they were out in the world, they would starve to death. They would not be able to pay for a roof over their heads. But that's how they get around it. That's how they fool people into thinking that it's not slavery. To take a prison population and force them to make things for no money. So they go, well, you get $1 an hour, so here's your $6. Still slavery. They still don't get a choice. Black people are disproportionately represented amongst the prison population. It is what it is. I mean, let's just be honest about it. Do you think those in power are holding on for dear life to their power because they know that when millennials get into power, everything they care about will not be the general consensus anymore? I mean, if you look at who's in power now, crusty old white dude, crusty old white dude, crusty old white lady, crusty old black dude. There's one word that's fucking common: old. Politicians in this country are old, and the people that elect them, by and large, have been old. There's a time coming where people are not going to want that. They're not going to want crusty old white dude number one. They're going to want some young, vibrant politicians. Now, maybe those politicians will be shitty. I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, there is a ticking clock here for that type of thinking, that entrenched politician type of thinking. Do you think right-wing speakers go to certain colleges intentionally to start stuff? I don't know really that, even if they do, right? Let's say Milo decided, hey, I want to go back over there because I got a lot of good publicity off of that. He didn't start the riot. Him showing up to speak, he's not responsible for that. I mean, if he goes there and goes, riot, you faggots, yeah, get out there and kill, that's different. But if he's just going there and going, hi, I'm Milo Yiannopoulos, and here's 100 reasons why Catholicism is absolutely right. He's just being stupid. That doesn't mean you get to go kick in a shop window and flip a police car and set it on fire, okay? Whether he went there or not hoping you would, doesn't make him responsible. They talked about the same generational shift in government when JFK was elected. Perhaps we're in for... Yeah, I mean, let's hope it doesn't turn out like JFK, right? Let's hope we don't get another bright young politician with good ideas and a genuine eye for caring about people and a genuine eye for American progress that steps on the wrong fucking toes and gets murked. Arabs still take black Africans as slaves in Mauritania, Sudan, lots of other Arab countries. Sure, I believe it. Catholicism were made up of female priests who fucked young boys. It would be the most popular religion in history, probably. I disagree with you concerning inclusion. If you, let's say, happen to be a cross-dressing gay bi male who loves superhero and fantasy stuff, you won't find that in type of inclusion anywhere. I mean, if you happen to be 0.0000001% of the population who happens to be gay, into gay superheroes, I mean, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry you don't get to see yourself in the movies, bro. But nobody's gonna make a fucking movie for a tiny little underbelly of people. I'm sorry. Like, there's just not enough people out there. Like furries, and they're never gonna get their movie, man. There's not gonna be a movie about furries. I mean, I guess Death to Smoochie was a movie about furries. Kinda. It's a happy place. Look. Zootopia? Is that a furry movie? See, okay, I guess it is. I guess because they're anthropomorphic animals. I'm just real confused about furries because I always thought... I guess it makes sense, though, because they walk around on two legs and whatever. But I always thought that was just too cartoony. I thought that their thing was they liked it real. That's why they put the suit on, because they want to be that. But I guess the cartoon thing works too. Depends on the furry, yeah. I don't understand. I haven't had a whole lot of furry friends, so I haven't spent a whole lot of time talking to furries and learning about furries and whatnots. Most furry porn is cartoon. Yeah, but I thought that was out of necessity. I guess that makes sense, though. Whatever. Zootopia, I guess, makes sense as a furry movie. I was just thinking of the fursuit, like a movie about furries, where the lead characters are all furries and all their friends are furries and they wear the fursuits. That's more what I was thinking about when I was talking about a movie for furries. Furry Force 5, dude. Fur Force 5. There's lots of bisexual superheroes like John Constantine. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. And then Yeah, dude. Yeah, there are gay superheroes. You're right. I forgot. Didn't they make like some other superhero gay now? Too. It wasn't Constantine. Wasn't like a Marvel superhero made into a gay dude? I could have sworn. Was it Iceman? It is Iceman. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. So there you go. Gay dude that likes superheroes, Iceman. He likes fucking ass and he can shoot ice and surf on ice. Cool. Is the Green Lantern gay or does he just look gay? Serious relationship question. I just found out my girlfriend's dating profile and it says she's looking for someone. It was online 9 hours ago. We've been together 2 years. What do? Go down to the store, right? Go down to like a UPS store and buy a bunch of big boxes. Spend a bunch of like buy $100 worth of big ass boxes, and then go home and store them somewhere and wait till she goes to work, and then just pack all of her shit into those big boxes and set them outside your front door and write the web address to her dating profile on the front of each one of those boxes and get your locks changed and forget about her. Honestly, like, you caught her with her pants down, man. She's on a dating site looking for a dude. Get her the fuck out of there, man. What do you mean, what do? Get the fuck out of your life. Yeah, dude. Print out pictures of her dating profile and tape that to every fucking box. Put it out in front of the fucking house. Get your locks changed. And then go out of town for a couple of weeks. So you're not even there. That's what you gotta do. Make sure you're not home when she gets there and finds it. And make sure the locks are changed. She can't get in the fucking house. You're out of fucking town. That's the way you do it, dude. Leave your cell phone at home, too. Go buy a burner phone, give it to your friends. Give your real cell phone to one of your friends and tell them, if there's any emergencies or whatever, call me on the burner. If there's not, don't fucking call me. Just be gone for 2 weeks. That's the way you do it, dude. Fuck it. Would I dump Ashley like that? If she was cheating on me? Yeah. She had some dating profile and shit and was out there looking to fucking hook up with somebody? Yeah. She'd get moved out. What's your favorite liquor? Tequila. Yesterday I caught my right hand screwing around with your vaginal protrusion. All right, you're that dude. You're the vaginal protrusion dude. Should also keep in mind that in entertainment, we need to represent character traits and situations the characters are in, not whether they. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously. Writing a movie that's, you put a character in it that's black just to be a black dude. Liquor, dude. Paul, what if tomorrow it was said, dude, you're one of those, dude? Get out of here. Get out of here, faggot. Boo. Boo! What's your favorite type of World War II tank? Dude, the Panzer. The Panzer. Do you believe humans will be the cause of human extinction? I don't know. Maybe. That'll be the end of Balls Deep. That's the end. Time for Dorb. Time for a door. Time for a door. Turbo Inferno, dude. Door, baby, door. Disco Inferno. Door, baby, door. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go. Any recommendations of TV shows to watch? Black Mirror was really good. I started to get into Westworld, but it kind of lost my interest. But I think a lot of people think it's pretty good, so you might want to check it out. The first few episodes of Westworld were really good, and then it started to get a little much for me. If you want to watch like old TV shows, you can't go wrong with Tales from the Crypt. Just marathon it, dude. Black Mirror, it's a Netflix original show, and it's about each episode is different, and they're about kind of dystopian futures, like possible dystopian near futures, basically. Kind of like the Twilight Zone, kind of. Except with more of an eye towards technology and the ethics of technology. Most of them have some big ethical question raised by some sort of technological advancement. Or, you know, the societal decay caused by it or whatever. A lot of them are just referendums on the shit that we're into now and what that's going to look like technologically advanced. I mean, you don't need Netflix to watch TV shows, guys. If you have the internet, you can watch TV shows. Just use the Google, man. Use that Google foo, man. You don't even have to pirate shit. They just stream it. Like, you don't even have to engage in piracy anymore. Just find one of these fucking sites where they stream the shit. Like, get Kodi. Get a Fire Stick, get an Amazon Fire Stick, and get Kodi. And you'll never have to pirate anything ever again. There's no need anymore. Yeah, Putlocker and Movies 123 dot whatever. You can find them. Movies 8 dot whatever. There's a bunch of sites that stream them, and Kodi just aggregates all those things and finds the best one. Yeah, you don't even need to know the site. Google is the site you need to know. That's it. You're stoned and this is the perfect thing? Cool, man. I'm stoned too. It's not Kodi with a C. It's Kodi. Kodi. Just go look it up. I'm not going to explain to you what it is. Yep. Just buy movies from charity shops. They're about £1. Yeah, you can do that too. I mean, that's a cheap way to go get movies. I mean, whatever. I don't know about buying movies anymore. I mean, I own some movies, ones that I like enough to want to own, you know, the Blu-ray and shit, but yeah, if you can't find it, just cancel your internet because you're wasting money. You're wasting money if you can't find any movie you want to watch on the internet within, you know, a year of it being in theaters. Just cancel your subscription. You're not using the internet. You're paying for something you're not using. Take it back. Just get cable or something, man. You're having amnesia and deja vu at the same time. You believe you forgot this before? That's crazy, man. Amnesia vu. Deja-nesia, dude. You're having deja-nesia. You blew my mind with that shit. Yeah, Cody takes some time to set up. Yes, it does. But once again, Google has guides with pictures. Click this box. Drag this to this. Click this. Now Cody works. Deja-nesia, dude. Yeah. Nigga having some deja-nesia. Believes he forgot this thing before. Yeah, dude, if I can fucking do it. The Amazon Fire Stick lets you run Android on your TV, which is what you need. It's the operating system that you need to run Kodi. So if you have a phone that is Android capable, then you can just put Kodi on your phone and cast it to your TV through the Amazon Fire Stick as well. Or if you've got a smart TV, you can just do it directly through the YouTube app or direct streaming if you've got that. If you've got like a Samsung TV with a Samsung phone, I think you can just bloop. You don't even need the Fire Stick. Because I'm sitting here explaining like the internet to people, dude. Yeah, dude. People on fucking Dota 2 that don't speak English, but they're on fucking US East or US West. It's like, what are you... You've got a server for yourselves. Dota 2 maintains a server for these people. Just like fucking... Yeah, they suck. They suck. And they like feed and then they blame you in broken English. Like you'll have somebody, some fucking dude named... Peru Viva 2817, right? And he insists on going mid as invoker. And you're like, okay, well, I hope he's a good invoker. And he just dies over and over. And then he goes, why no support mid? Fail team going to sit in base. Ja, Peru number 1. And you're like, what? Why no gank? Why no gank mid? Why no support mid? And he's just feeding. He's just taking enemy tower shots because he's diving so deep trying to get kills he's never going to get. Why no gank? He died 5 times in the first 3 minutes. Why no gank? Fucking Peruvians, man. I play support. That's why it bothers me. Because, supports always get blamed. Like, supports always get blamed. When people feed and dive too deep and I can't save them, it's always my fault, dude. Where's my support, man? Yeah, where's my wards, man? Where my wards, man? It's like, fuck you, buddy. Quit playing like a retard, man. I'm not Jesus. I can't just make you invincible for 20 seconds, you dipshit. Well, that's why I learned to play support in Dota 2. It's because nobody ever wants to play it. And I actually think it's kind of a fun play style. I learned to pull creeps, you know what I mean? To push the wave back towards our fountain so we get kills under fountain and shit. I was pretty good support. I mean, I'm not great. But, man, dude, it's just so frustrating playing it. Fusion reactors. I don't know, man. There's an anime nerd convention that you want to hit up, but the host of the convention you find out is a convicted rapist. Should you still go? I don't know, man. You got to make that decision for yourself. I'm not gonna tell you not to go, because I mean, maybe the convicted rapist puts on a good ass anime con. I don't know. Like, does the fact that he raped somebody mean that he's incapable of putting on a fresh ass anime con? I don't think so. I mean, unless he's planning to just like trap all these weebs in a giant hotel complex somewhere and rape them all systematically, I think you're gonna be okay. Go be a weeb. Why support it? Why not? What do you think? You're tacitly supporting rape by going to an anime con that's run by a convicted rapist? Is that how your fucking world works, dude? Because I hate to say it, but you might want to fucking stop buying things at the store if you don't like buying things from criminals. You might want to take a look at a lot of things that are in your house and that you spend your time doing if you don't like supporting people who are either convicted or unconvicted criminals. Because, I hate to tell you, but... yeah, fuck Peru, dude. Oh man, that's hot. Dorbed, dude. Oh. Suck me. Suck me. Suck me. I promised I wasn't gonna dab. No. I said I didn't want to dab exclusively. I didn't want to switch over to dabbing. Give credit to Thomas, please. I did. On a show. You gotta go. I think I might have to go pretty soon too. I think. You have to have a working phone number to play ranked. Well, at least they fixed it in ranked. I don't play ranked though. Ranked is way too try hard. People get way too into it. It just ain't. It's not my thing, dude. I don't like ranked. You know nothing, Jon Snow. What are your thoughts on career and technical education programs like agricultural, business, and health education in high schools? I went to a high school that was split into different schools. We had agriculture, business, science. We had humanities, which was the school I was in. And I think it works. I was able to take higher level courses that were more tuned towards what I was interested in. I don't think it went far enough. I think that high school should basically be vocational. I think the first year of high school should be general education and exposure to different vocations, and then the last 3 should be vocational, totally. Training specifically for whatever that child is most interested at and most capable in. They do that. It's my understanding that some high schools are like that in the Nordic countries or Scandinavian countries. So, Paul for president. Please don't elect me president. Alan Moore said that conspiracy theorists believe crazy shit because it's more comforting than believing in the truth. I mean, I think that's why some conspiracy theorists gravitate towards that. Because the uncomfortable truth is that you don't really have much control over your life. And you certainly have no control over the state of things as a single person. So rather than admit that, I think people find boogeymen to fight so that they can feel like they are part of the resistance. They understand. They control their lives. I don't know if that's the entire reason why people gravitate towards those types of theories, but I think it probably is true for a lot of them. You're an active member in both agricultural and health programs in your school and do the associated clubs, FFA and HOSA. I do agree that high school should be more vocational. Yeah, I remember FFA. I did 4-H back in the day before. That was in elementary and middle school. But I remember FFA, and it was cool. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I agree, though. It needs to be more vocational. It needs to be less broad, because it's almost like you go from college prep to college prep now. It doesn't make any sense. You go through high school, which is ostensibly general education for college preparation, right? And you go, okay, we're prepping for college. You get to college, and what do? General ed. Just more of the same general ed courses that I've been taking the last 4 fucking years? Really? And I got to do upwards of a year and a half, maybe 2 years of that before I get to take anything specialized and start learning anything about what I want to do with my life? Really? Trump just repealed Obamacare. What are your thoughts? I'll have to look into it. I've been in the woods for fucking 4 days, dude. I'll have to look into it, man. Flat Earth, what's more embarrassing to mankind's progress than that? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty fucking embarrassing. Hollow Earth is pretty embarrassing as well. I mean, any kind of fucking, like, belief system that just... I mean, religion's pretty fucking embarrassing, honestly. There's way more people that are religious. There's way more people that believe that the Earth is 6,000 fucking years old and was created by some old bearded white dude. How is that? I mean, I think flat earthers get a lot of fucking heat. Rightfully so. They're stupid. But how are they any fucking stupider than people that believe that fucking men used to ride dinosaurs around and shit? There's a lot of those people around. That's considered to be a mainstream political belief. That dinosaur and man walked together despite all of the fucking evidence. Fuck that. It's my real opinion on the brony fandom. I wish they would just go away and be bronies. Quit being recruiters for bronydom. Quit trying to explain it to people because nobody fucking cares. Just go to Google and type brony class speech. and look at how many people felt like they needed to explain to all of their fucking peers why they're into this fucking cartoon. Just stop. Watch the cartoon. Get together and have your little BronyCon. Wear your stupid Rainbow Dash shit out in public. Just stop trying to explain it to people. We don't care why you look like a retard in public. We don't care why you're a 380-pound fat dude in a double XL Rainbow Dash shirt looking like somebody's fucking nightmare. We don't care. We might glance at you and go, Jesus Christ, at least I'm not him. And that's it. We just want to eat our meal. We just want to walk down the street. We don't need to hear why. We don't care. Stop. That's how I feel about the fucking bronies, man. It's just like, you guys have this persecution complex, this brony persecution thing that you guys all, it's just like, no. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to care. Nobody cares that nobody cares. I mean, that's the honest truth of it. Like, at least weebs don't aggressively recruit. You know what I mean? They're not looking to be understood. They're just weebs, man. Weeb is just a weeb. It's just a dude that's into anime. It's dorky. Or a girl that's into anime. They go to the convention. They dress up. They do their things. They chill. Yeah. They don't have this deep-ass weeb persecution complex where they're like, if only you would understand and watch. It's just like, it's because they don't really feel like they have to explain themselves to people. Bronies do, because they realize that at the core of it, they're watching a cartoon and fetishizing a cartoon that's made for little girls. They know it. And so they feel like, no, we've got to explain it to you. It's more than that. It's more. No, it's not. It's a cartoon for little girls that you like watching. And nobody really cares. I mean, yeah, I think it's kind of silly, but whatever. I don't know, man. I've had way more run-ins, both online and off, with bronies trying to explain themselves to me than I ever have with weebs. My girlfriend is a fucking weeb. I've been to weeaboo cons with her. And the only people at the weeaboo cons that felt the need to come up and start conversations with me about what they were and what they were into were bronies. Whatever, dude. I haven't watched Steins Gate yet, but it's on my list. I have to finish Madoka first. Ashley and I have watched the first two Madoka movies. I'm going to watch the third with her. And then we'll probably watch Steins Gate after that. Does Ashley cosplay? Yeah, she does. Although you'd have to ask her what the name of the character is that she cosplays. She has a couple that she likes to dress up as. Madoka, yeah, dude. I like Madoka. It's been pretty cool so far. I like the first two movies. I didn't think I was gonna like Madoka at all because like she'd had pictures and shit, you know, of Madoka, and it just looked like another like magical schoolgirl, and I guess it kind of is, but it's got a twist to it that makes it really interesting. I like it. Favorite Star Trek character? It's hard for me to like really like somebody as much as I like Bones from the original series, dude. He's just good. He just represents everybody. I think Bones was put into the show to represent the cynics. He was the cynic, you know? In this like forward-thinking universe where everything's perfect, he was the guy that was like, "No, it's all shit, Jim." I liked him for that. So, favorite Star Wars character? When I was a kid, my favorite was Jabba the Hutt. I liked the Rancor as well. Those were my two favorite things about Star Wars when I was a kid. He's kind of a smaller character in it. Outside of Jabba, I really liked what's his name? The fucking oh shit. The fucking dude that was with him. The dude that was with Jabba all the time. And the pigs too. Pretty much everything about Jabba's palace, dude, I liked. The main characters were all cool, but like I loved like the Gamorrean guard guys, the pig dudes. Not Boba Fett. I mean, I liked Boba Fett a lot too because he, you know, worked for Jabba for a little while. But I liked the dude, the Twi'lek that had the big thing around his head that would translate for Jabba, and just like all the little weird things that lived there. I loved like all the little droid, like the droid torture room that was in Jabba's palace. You know, with the droid like, no, his feet are up in the air and the little thing. I don't know, dude. Salacious Crumb, is that his name? If federal law was enforced on marijuana, what would I do? I'd buy marijuana on the street. If I could. If I could find it. I've been there before. I'll be there again. Star Wars has the best ships and vehicles. I like the way they sound. I like the way the vehicles in Star Wars sound, man. That's that iconic sound of all the vehicles. The whoop 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 and the I love the fucking TIE fighter sounds, dude. So what is this? Just a guy talking? Yeah, just a guy talking, man. What's the story of the next Star Wars be if it was up to you? Alright, so assuming that we have to be in that universe, Rey goes to be trained by Luke. This is my storyline, right? This is how I want it to be. Rey goes to be trained by Luke, and she discovers that she's even more powerful than she thought she was. And Luke tries to teach her to restrain that power. But she, being so hurt by the loss of her family, thinks that it is unwise of Luke to have her, so she tests him on it. They end up in a fight. She ends up accidentally killing him. This turns her to the dark side, and Rey steps up to become the new Sith Lord. And she is now vying for control of the Sith, or whatever the new Sith Empire is, with, what's his name? Han Solo's son, Kylo Ren. So she faces down with Kylo Ren in the second movie. And the storyline shifts to, what's his name? The black guy. What's his name? Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what's his name? The alternate storyline is the black Finn. Yeah, Finn alternatively finds training as a Jedi with someone else because he clearly has some Force sensitivity. And then Kylo Ren, being beaten but not killed, cast out, he barely escapes with his life. He seeks out Finn, and they join forces in the third film to try and take down Rey, who is the new Sith Lord. That's my storyline. That's how I want it to go, dude. Finn and Kylo Ren join forces. Maybe Kylo Ren trains Finn in how to use the Force. Fuck him. I want to get rid of Kylo's master. Fuck Snoke. He's gone. Write him out. He sucks. Kylo wouldn't take Finn under his wing. How do you know that? How do you know that a beaten Kylo that sees the error of his ways wouldn't seek out some means of revenge? And in Finn find his redemption. In training Finn, in knowing that he can't face her alone. He trains Finn. And the goodness of Finn awakens the light side of the Force inside of Kylo Ren. And he realizes the error of what he's done, what he's created. You see? But meanwhile, Rey has completely lost it. She's completely given herself over to the dark side. The dark side has crept into her. She becomes the Sith Lord in the third movie. Seems a bit out of character for Rey to suddenly become a Sith like that. Like, she doesn't know much, but she's seen what the Sith do. I don't think she's going to think she's a Sith. See, that's the thing. She's not going to think, I'm a Sith Lord now. She's going to think, I'm powerful. I'm way more powerful than Luke gave me credit for. I can do so much more than he was allowing me to do. And I have to beat the Sith. I have to beat them all. I have to kill them all. I have to stop them from doing what they're doing, and Luke is holding me back. He's telling me not to use this power that I have. He's telling me to control it when releasing it could kill every Sith. That's her rationalization, you see. She's not just going to go, I am evil now. Zzz. Die, Luke. I am Sith. She does it because she thinks she's doing the right thing, because she's impetuous and hot-headed. Yes, basically Anakin's story. Because the first movie was basically A New Hope. Wake up. They're remaking it. I'm just saying. That's what I would like to see. I don't think it's going to happen that way. I think it's going to be stupid ass fucking Rey gets trained by Luke. And then she goes and fights the Boogly Woogly, and Kylo Ren goes and licks his wounds and becomes ever more powerful, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And in the end, you know, it's Snoke and fucking Kylo Ren versus Rey and Finn. Lightsabery battle, and they win. One of them is gonna die, either Rey or Finn, probably Finn. Rogue One was dog shit. You don't top shit. The bottom of the barrel. That was a shitty film. Shitty, shitty, shitty film. Shitty film. The Boogly. The Boogly knows your mind. The Boogly. The Boogly. Anybody that argues for Rogue One being a good film with the Boogly in it is a dumb motherfucker. The Boogly knows your mind. The Boogly reads your memory, feeds upon your mind. That was a shit film. Shitty. The Boogly. Get out of here. The only good thing was the Darth Vader scene towards the end where he cuts through the rebels and shit. It was the only cool thing in the film. Could have been a fan-made film, honestly. The Boogly. Yeah, great film, guys. The Boogaloo. The Boogaloo, What's Her Face, Captain What's His Nuts, Laser Boy, and the Blind Monk. Oh, that's Star Wars right there. Terrible film. Rogue One was dog doo-doo. Ask yourself a question. How can a movie be good when three times, not once, which would be bad enough, not twice, which would be awful, three times, actually, four times. Four times they used we have to pull a lever, but it's across the room and people are shooting lasers and it's dangerous to get to the lever. Think about it. You want me to walk you through them? Pilot dude lands on the fucking thing, has to pull a lever all the way across the landing pad. That's number one. Number two, blind monk has to pull a lever and uses the force to evade all the laser blasts all the way across the landing pad. Number three, Rey has to align the satellite dish, and she can't do it unless she walks all the way half a fucking mile away to the lever at the end of the fucking stupid thing. Number four, in the data vault, Rey pulls a lever and then has to climb up the thing to pull another lever. Rey, Jin, whatever. 4 fucking times? Somebody has to cross a long thing to pull a lever? 4 times. Fuck that film. It sucked. Here's another thing that makes no sense. Okay, so you remember when they go to kill Galen Erso? You remember that? They go to kill Galen Erso, right? And then they decide they don't want to kill him, but it's too late to call off the airstrike. And so they're right in the middle of it, and they're getting bombed by their own rebel forces. Big dramatic scene, right? Immediately after that scene, do you remember what they do? I'll refresh your memory. They walk back to their ship, and they contact the rebels. Why didn't they do that before? Why didn't they run back to their ship and go, hey guys, stop the bombing run because we're down here? Stupid. Stupid fucking bullshit. I don't comprehend Rogue One. Oh, I comprehend it just fine. It's dog shit. It's a big nostalgia bomb that they threw in your face and wanted you to be all like, ooh, it's just like the old ones. Look, Grand Moff Tarkin looks just like he did. And look, Princess fucking Leia looks just like she did too. And look, there's a lightsaber. Vader pulled his lightsaber out. So, oh, he choked a guy. Don't choke on your aspirations, Admiral. I wanted to fucking puke. Don't choke on your aspirations, Admiral. What? What did he say? What did he say? Don't choke on your aspirations. was a terrible movie. Insulted pretty much every sensibility I had as a Star Wars fan. It felt like it was hastily thrown together. The characters were shit. Nobody cared about anything. The audience, even though I went and saw it on release day, was silent throughout that film. Silent. Whisper silent. I don't think they laughed or cheered at a single thing. Just like, yeah, maybe we'll do a TJ and Paul versus Rogue One, dude. The Boba Fett film should be pretty good. My least favorite movie of the Star Wars originals is probably A New Hope. I think the last two are better than the first one, but a lot of people think I'm wrong about that. A lot of people say this Return of the Jedi is the worst, but I don't agree. Return of the Jedi is my favorite one. I don't think that the Ewoks ruin Return of the Jedi. So Star Wars over Star Trek, but I like them both. I love Return of the Jedi, man. It's been my favorite since I was a kid. Empire, Jedi, New Hope. That's respectable. Empire Strikes Back is fucking great too. I think both of the second and the third outshine the first. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna take off. I got some shit I gotta take care of today. So, thanks for chilling. See you next time.